you balls of pan drippings. I want to see Crisco coming out of those pores.
By the way, I heard someone say turlet.
This is the morning stream. I'm bleeding to death. Humor me.
Sorry, my mic went mute. We're back.
Oh,
yeah, I got it now.
Because you were singing along with that song.
Yeah, I was getting down with it.
Yeah.
It was pretty good, actually.
Really
I chose all old songs during the week while you were gone that were just like things I
know.
liked.
I loved that. That was great. It was awesome hearing some of those old covers.
I have this little short list of like stuff you have played that I just really like and have kept, and I thought that would be a fun way to be different during the week. Mm-hmm. Also, lazy. It's a good way to be lazy.
It involves less work.
Yeah, if you guys really want the truth, that's really what's going on. All right. Well, we've come to the portion of the show where we have a couple of guests on in the Monday tradition. I was just thinking the other day, this used to be Veronica's Day. Remember that?
That's right. Yeah, it was Iceworm and Veronica.
Yeah, my favorite daytime soap, Veronica's Day. It's good stuff. But today it's Steven's. Dude, do it. Oh, he's so fast and on the trigger that there's no waiting for anybody. Here you go.
Steven.
It's Steven from all the way in Hays, Kansas, the proprietor, founder, and everyday working guy of Majorspoilers.com.
Hello, Scott. Hello, Brian.
I couldn't think of the third thing. The third thing was really coming slow to me. I apologize.
Fat nerd?
Yeah, the fat nerd. No, you're not the fat nerd. You're one of my favorite nerds. In fact, you know what? I got a compliment from you from somebody. Carter, my daughter, Carter Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
She came up to me and she says, "Who's on Mondays?" And I said, "Oh, that's Steven and Daryl." And she goes, "Oh, I love Steven's segment. His is my favorite, I think. Of all the ones you do, it's my favorite." And I said, "Why is that?" She goes, "I don't know. I just think he really knows what he's talking about." So that's a nice compliment for you. But then I thought about it for a minute and thought, what does that say about all our other guests? That they don't know what they're talking about. So, Steven, you're the one who knows what he's talking about.
Jury's got to step up.
Well, will he, though? Will he? I don't know if he will.
He's great. He's great.
He is great. He'll be on tomorrow. I don't know if I want to do politics tomorrow. It's been rough.
Oh, yes, you do.
I don't know, man.
Yes, you do.
Stuff going on.
It's been a rough couple of weeks.
Political Scott's Twitter has just been, whoo.
Yeah, it's been lit. And I'm wearing a Pittsburgh Penguin shirt. It's the only shirt I could have to wear, like a little solidarity with Pittsburgh. Feel really bad about what happened there. Boy, what a tough guy. Goes in there and shoots a bunch of elderly people in a church. What a tough guy. Gosh dang it, dude. Freaking, I'm already doing it.
All right, save it for tomorrow.
Save it for tomorrow. Anyway, hey, Steven, let's talk about the chilling adventures of Sabrina. Which
is
now
Halloween.
Yeah, and it's on Netflix. I didn't think it was going to Netflix. What's the deal with that thing?
Well, first of all, if you are someone who clutches your pearls at the thought of satanic panic, this is not a show for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there is a lot of let's worship Satan, let's do some satanic rituals, let's do, all that stuff. Because Sabrina is someone that walks the path of both worlds. She's half human and half witch. And this show dives into that scary, spooky world of the dark side of her being a witch. Now, Sabrina the Teenage Witch first appeared in Archie's Madhouse number 22 in 1962, but it was more lighthearted fun, really kind of nice and cheery, and just, harmless poking fun of witchcraft. But then, I'm going to butcher his name, Roberto Aguirre Sacasa, came along and started doing the Afterlife with Archie, which is the zombie story. And then he followed that up immediately with the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which is this dark look at the I want to say it's like early 1960s world of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And it just is dark and creepy and horrific.
But not
and
this.
It's wonderful.
But not the TV show.
But not the show,
No. And the Netflix show is also written by him. He's the producer of it, but it's also Greg Berlanti. So there's also a lot of pretty people running around.
Yeah, Sabrina's very lovely young lady there.
Yeah.
But you're saying it just doesn't hold a candle to the comic.
Oh, well, so that's the thing. You would think if it's written and created by the same person as the comic book, that the two might kind of follow loosely along with one another, but they don't. They kind of start in the same path. Like the first issue of the comic book follows kind of closely with the first issue or the first 2 episodes of the Netflix series, but after that, it just kind of veers off into a different direction. It's not bad. It's really good. It does have at least, I wouldn't say a jump scare, but it has one chilling moment every episode that makes you go, whoa, what's going on? And I think it's a lot of fun. What's the other horror show that's on Netflix? The Haunting of Hill House.
Stop watching The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah,
it's so good.
We're 3 or 4 episodes into that. It is so good.
It's so good. Oh my gosh, I don't even like haunting stories. I don't like ghost stories, but man, this thing is just, I care about everybody. I want them all to be okay. It's so good.
And that's the big difference. You know, you get horror movies where the house is the main character and it's just, oh my gosh, the house is doing this to those poor people now and the house is doing that, like Amityville. With the Haunting of Hill House, you get such great character development that the house, while it's important to the story, of course, and integral, it's not everything that's going on. And you've got this great interpersonal dynamic with all these characters.
It's a family drama with a haunted house at its center, and it's really good at being that family drama. And it's so great seeing like Henry Thomas in this thing. It's so great seeing the way that here's the other thing I'll say: those kids are so good.
They really are, especially little Luke. Man, he's great.
He's amazing. The Luke character is amazing, and it's so heartbreaking sometimes. The stuff that happens to these people as they get older, like. I can't say enough about that. I
watched the first episode and I was kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah, this is, and then at the very first episode of the very final scene, with the sister happens, and I'm just like, whoa,
yeah,
hair standing on end.
In the first episode,
it's really creepy. You know what I think that they're really good at. I've been saying this to my wife, is that they're really good at quiet time. They know how to take something and make a scene very, very. Not uncomfortable is not the right word, but just really can eerie things up and jack it up with just some quiet moments where really all you hear is a small shuffle in a chair or somebody moving their arm, against the wall or something, and the way that they've done sound work in this thing is really exceptional. It's fan-freaking-tastic. Yeah, The
Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is much more camp and much more toned down, or a little bit more silly than The Haunting of Hill House. I really think that Chilling Adventures of Sabrina would have wound up on the CW right after Riverdale because the two properties are so closely linked with characters. But the fact that it's got the whole satanic stuff going on, I think that's why CW didn't want to touch it with a 666-foot rod. So I would say if you're someone that kind of likes horror, go check this out. It's very teenagey, aimed at teenagers, I think, but still a lot of fun. I would highly recommend, though, that people go check out The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Volume 1, which is now on Comixology and part of Comixology Unlimited. It's written by, as I said, the creator of the show. And all of the art for the Netflix series that you see in the intro is by Robert Hack, who does all of the art for Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the comic book. So it's really... That should give you an idea of what you're going to find in the comic book.
Okay, interesting. And you and others have spoken so highly of this. It's only $12.23 trade paperback right now.
Oh yeah. If you want to go to an Amazon link like the one at Major Spoilers or whatever and pick it up, you can do that. Or if you're into the digital version, it's $9.99. Or if you have Comixology Unlimited, it's free.
Oh yeah, or Kindle Unlimited. Both of those will get you for free. Interesting. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There are some things about the TV show that some people may find annoying. Certainly the Reddits this weekend filled up because they do this really weird camera effect when they're doing stuff that is otherworldly in the show, where the edges are all blurred. And I know that they're using an anamorphic lens for part of it, but it doesn't explain why they're forcing that blurry edges look. And it's certainly driving a lot of people crazy, but it is a great way to signal, hey, pay attention, something crazy's going on.
The art in this is really weird in this comic.
It is. And Robert Hack does. I mean, it's really great.
Yeah.
It kind of throws in that creepy comics vibe from the 1960s. It's a lot of the story kind of feels like Dark Shadows, if you like the Dark Shadows television show, but a little bit more intense. But the weird thing is the coloring on this, which kind of looks a little bit, I don't know, I want to say like colored pencil look is the best way that I can describe it. It's all digital, but I don't know. There's something about the colors that has always been kind of off for me.
Yeah. Well, Yeah, the whole thing is a little discordant, which I like.
Mhm.
I'm into that. All right, well, this is a fine recommendation. And then I would say your review of the TV thing is like, yeah, it's okay, but it's not. It doesn't hold a candle to this. So.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of people rushing to this the way they're talking about the Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah, which you should totally watch, you guys.
Yeah.
By the way, for the record, it's not. I hate the name because it sounds, and it's based on an old like 1950 something book. I went on a kind of a deep dive about this. By the way, Stephen King says it's close to genius. So if Stephen King tells you that, then the show's probably pretty good. But anyway, it's not. It's a very modernized tale of this story. So there's not a lot of connectivity to the book. But what was I going to say? I forgot. They succeeded.
Oh, the name of the book.
I know. Oh, the name of the book. It's not about a house on the hill. It's Hill House is someone. The people who owned it and built it originally. Their last names were Hill. So I just wanted to get that out there so you don't spend multiple episodes watching it.
I hate movies about houses that are on hills. I refuse to watch this one.
It just annoyed me because I thought, oh, the house on the hill. That's so lame and like trite and like everyone said, like, oh, it's always stay away from the house on the hill. Like it's always like that. Right. Like Psycho, House on the Hill. Like that's what I thought they were going for, and it's not that at all. It's about the hills. Anyway. And it makes it sound less stupid because otherwise it'd be haunting of the house on the hill. Instead, it's called the Haunting of Hill House.
Hill House.
That sounds stupid if you're talking about a hill. See what I mean?
The Haunting of Hank Hill.
Damn it, Bobby! Oh, Luann. All right, I would watch a revival of Hank Hill living in that house. That'd be great. All right, Stephen, as always, a pleasure. Anything on the site people should be looking for this week?
No, it's Halloween, so a lot of silliness there. The poll of the week this week is, are you giving out Halloween candy or are you turning off the lights this year? I am turning off the lights this year.
Oh, really?
Are you really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we get... The problem is the last couple of years, we turn off the lights at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
10 o'clock should be the time that no more doorbells. And we'll even have all the lights in the upper floor off. And yet... 10:30, ding dong,
Bing
knock,
bong.
knock, knock. 11 o'clock, ding dong, knock, knock, knock. So this year, no candy.
11 o'clock. Jeez. What kid? Bad
I know.
parenting.
High
Bad
parents,
parenting.
Exactly.
schoolers.
What parents are...
Jeez. That's got to be like teenagers or something, right?
It is. They get into the high school age. But our neighborhood is one where everybody in town floods to because everybody in our neighborhood, which is about 5 to 8 blocks, just go out of their way to give all sorts of candy. So every other part of town floods into here, and it'll take you a good hour just to clear one block.
Yeah, I don't like any of that. We're going to be gone, though, so it won't be so bad. And my kids are going to some party, so our lights are off just by default. But normally, if we're here, Kim's she's full candy bar lady. So we get all the kids. All the kids come because they're like, hey, I heard you can get a full-size freaking, whatever. And I'm like, she's like, yeah, come here. In fact, have 2. And I'm just thinking, how much did this freaking cost me? These things cost me too much money. We're not gonna. So this year I'm
Kim
excited.
Snickers bring all the kids to the yard.
Yeah, and that's why I'm excited to be in Anaheim, where everything's so cheap. It's funny, see, because nothing.
Right.
Zoe says in the chat, I had 115 kids last year. We'll get 100 kids in 2 hours.
2 hours, jeez.
Really?
Yeah.
We get...
Yes.
I'm surprised if we get... Well, we probably do get something like that.
We get that much
'cause
over
a lot
time.
A lot of people who bring their kids to our neighborhood.
Yeah.
They like slowly drive, like you can see them dropping them off at one end of the circle and then picking them up at the other end of the circle.
The first year we got none because we had just moved in and everyone thought the house was still empty, so nobody came.
Was haunted.
Yeah,
It was the haunting of Scott House.
the Hanson of Johnson house. Nailed it. Steven, it's always a pleasure. Majorspoilers.com is where people should go. He's got great
one more
podcasts
thing.
and other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're going out trick-or-treating, you're going to do a lot of walking, so stay hydrated.
I knew he was going to do that. I knew
Well
it.
done.
I knew he was going to go that direction. Yeah, well done. We'll give you credit for that one. All right, Daryl Skeels up to bat.
Sure.
Let's see what's up with him these days. See if we can't catch him in a meeting or something. Oh, that was quick too. Jeez, you guys are all Johnny on the
So
spot
everybody's
today.
on it today. Look at that.
Yeah, I wish I could mute that thing, but I can't. Daryl's here, and he has a thing.
Hello, and welcome to Star Trek Adventure.
It's kind of fruity, isn't it?
It's a little fruity. Daryl Skeels here, all the way from Seattle, Washington, to share with us the latest and the greatest in the world of Star Trek. We're fans here. We like Star Trek. Oh, yeah. So anytime there's something happening, we're just like, oh, let's talk about it on the show. Daryl, how are you? What's going on over there?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Work as usual.
Is there a meeting happening? Anything?
Always.
Okay.
There's always a meeting happening somewhere.
I want to hear it. I can't wait for that day where we've actually heard something we're not supposed to hear, like it's like super top secret, and you and I will get subpoenaed.
And then I go to prison.
Yeah, you'll go to
we're done.
You'll go to prison. We'll have to come to your trial and testify. They'll play tape of this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rough time.
It'd be great. We get King Kratz.
I'm going to yell. Yes, you can be King
defender.
Kratz. I'm just going to yell. You can't handle the truth. We're going to have this whole thing's going to be great.
You're out of order. I'm out of order. This whole court's out of order. Hoo-ah!
Hoo-ha! Hoo-ha! Yeah.
Many different movies in this impersonation. Hoo-ah!
All his movies.
Attica!
Very good. Well done. Oh, hi. What's that? Where'd you find him? Oh my gosh. Kim found my
Your AirPods. Look
because
at
we're
that.
getting
Where
ready
were
to
they?
paint and do some. Oh, and it's still charged. What? Why wasn't it showing up on my thing? And also, did the dog bite it? No, this is why it got there. The dog. There's all kinds of dog marks on it.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's what
ate it and
happened.
pooped it out.
She snuck it out and hid it under there because it's got dog teeth. Look.
You got to put. You got to spray it with that pet repellent stuff. that I've talked about on the show
No
before.
kidding. I can't believe we got the. All right, thanks, babe. You're the best. You're a good temporary co-host and a fine headphones finder.
Guess it's time to take out that APB on the.
Yeah, I gotta put an end to that. All right. Well, it was under the couch. That's fantastic. So yeah, we're getting flooring done because we found a screaming deal and we were trying to do it this year anyway. But then the deal came and we were like, I guess we have to. So Kim's painting all this week before we leave, and then as soon as we get back, me and like two brother-in-laws and Dylan are all just cramming flooring into the
Oh,
house.
you're gonna do it yourself! Wow,
Yeah,
look at you guys
doing it upstairs. Well, we have to. It's too expensive. That labor will kill you, man.
Yeah.
And it's all like really nice luxury vinyl, like lock it into place kind of stuff. So it's not like, poopy. It's not poopy. But but it's also very self-doable, so we don't have to glue anything down. It's like a floating floor or whatever they call that. Anyway, getting rid of the carpet upstairs is what we're doing. That's the main thing.
Nice. Well, that covers our Star Trek news. Thanks for stopping by, Daryl.
Yeah,
and,
it's been great. They're going to put a big old Starfleet emblem in the middle, and that's the Star Trek connection. No, there's way more stuff. For example, there's an animated comedy series called Star Trek Lower Decks. This is being written and produced by Rick and Morty writer Mike McCann. How do you say that?
I just say McMahon.
Is it just McMahon?
McMahon, yeah.
McMahon. Why is that
Well, it's
wrong?
like Ed McMahon had that extra
the H?
syllable that you didn't pronounce. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It was Ed McMahon.
I feel like I needed to be rebooted then. But anyway, so that's not the two founder people of Rick and Morty, but a guy who's worked on the show. And he's also the dude that runs the Twitter account TNG_Season 8 S8. He also wrote the Harry Mudd short Trek story, The Escape Artist, that we'll see around January 3rd. So the point is, he does some stuff. Why a comedy, Daryl? I'm freaked out about this.
I sort of am too. I mean, we don't see a comedy version of other things like Man in the High Castle.
Yeah.
No, but we do Star Wars. That Star Wars. What was the one that
Christmas special?
Seth,
Oh yeah, that was great.
no. The
Recent.
Seth Green thing.
Yeah, the Seth Green cartoon.
Although the Christmas special was an unintentional comedy.
But it didn't
Star
last very
Wars.
long. What was that called?
Rogues, not Rogues.
Star Wars Rogues? You might be right.
No.
No?
What was it? Was it Rogues?
I don't remember now. I have zero memory of this.
Yeah.
But it wasn't very good, to be honest. But
It sadly wasn't, but
it's entirely possible that this will be great. Is it the style of the old series and they're parroting that? Or is this like do we know?
We don't know yet, but I think it might be Rick and Morty style.
Detours was the Star Wars one.
Oh, Star Trek Detours? That sounds like a ride at Disneyland
Star
or
Wars
something.
Detours. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, because there was Star Wars Star Tours.
Oh, Star Tours. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but Felicia Day was involved in that.
Oh, was she?
Actually, Seth MacFarlane was Palpatine in that too. So I mean, it was basically Robot Chicken animated Star Wars.
Yeah, it didn't do very well though. It was kind of a bomb. I mean, this could have some legs, though. I assume this would be for CBS All Access, right? That's the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you okay with at least trying this out, or what's your radar like on this, Daryl?
Well, I'll try it. I mean, maybe 20 or 30 years ago, I might have thought there's no way and this will be horrible, but I'm open to it, I guess.
Chat room says that Star Wars thing never aired. I watched an episode of that somewhere.
It totally aired. Yeah, it aired between. Let's see.
So they produced a full season of the Seth thing, and it's in the vault. I saw a whole episode of that.
Oh, you know what? Maybe. Are you sure? Because
I swear I did. Like
they made 13 episodes. They completed 13 episodes and had 62 additional scripts finished. But in March, Lucasfilm postponed Detours, reconsidering whether a comedy series would be a sensible way to introduce the franchise to new fans when the sequel trilogy was being produced. So I don't think...
Where did I see it then? I saw some like
you probably
30-minute...
saw... Oh, well, yeah, we definitely saw trailers. I remember the trailer of it.
Maybe it was a trailer.
However, in June of this year, Lucasfilm announced or filed a new trademark for the series. So...
Oh, maybe they'll get back to it.
Maybe.
They realized worrying about what people thought about Star Wars was stupid, and they just make stuff. They're so weird over there about Star Wars. They're really so like, weird. Oh, be careful, be careful. Don't do that. That's too weird for Star Wars. We have to treat this like the freaking Holy Grail handed down by Jesus. Like, no, just make good stuff. And then, because if you're so careful, you're gonna careful yourself out of good movies.
Right, exactly.
Oh, I'm getting fired up.
You got to take risks.
Yeah, take risks, Daryl. That's right. How can you have any kind of anything if you don't take a risk? Risk it all. Don't make safe movies. Safe movies get you in trouble. The reason that Marvel is big is not because you made a bunch of safe movies. I mean, it might get that way eventually, but it's because you decided to go a little nuts with what doesn't seem safe. So don't be so safe. Anyway.
Right.
What else? Anything else? Oh, and this is when? When do we get it? Do we know?
Well, my guess is it's going to be a year at least, because it takes a long time to do animation.
Right. That's true. Well, they send it all to Korea and then slave drive them to get it done.
Yeah.
That's my understanding. That's the way the current business works. All right. Someone in the chat says, please don't let it be Cal Arts style. Now, I know what you're referring to there, chat room. If anyone else doesn't know what this is, there was and correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a big portion of Cal Arts students who all jumped in on the basically spaghetti arm style of...
like Adventure Time?
Adventure Time / there's a million of them. There's tons of them that use this kind of style. And now it's very popular for people to say, please don't let it be that. And so they've given it a name. I think that there's a place for that. They're just feeling like everything is that right now.
Yeah.
And I would say, go watch Hilda. That isn't that. Something else.
Yes.
Isn't Hilda great, Daryl? I told you.
It is. Yes.
I watched the first episode on the plane.
It's magical, Brian. It's magical. Was that? And
then I followed it with an episode with watching.
Well, I was going to ask you what order you did it in. Did you do? So you did the cartoon first and then watched the movie?
I did the cartoon and a bunch of episodes of Cobra Kai on the way out, and then we watched. Can't even remember the name of the stupid movie. Cabin Fever. Watched that one on the way back.
Yeah. I would have, the other direction would have probably washed the taste of Cabin Fever out of your mouth better, but
maybe that would have been good. Yeah, exactly.
That's fine though. Hilda's great, and people should watch it if I haven't said that enough. It's my Mad Max Fury Road of animated television right now. That's how much I like it.
I do like the suggestion by Jedi71. It should look like the old animated series and just be funny like C-Lab, kind of like Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, like that kind of style and humor level for the Star Trek animated comedy series.
Yeah, have it look like the old style. Yeah. Oh, that's how they should do this.
Totally.
It can't be some new goofy. Yes. Brian's right. Chat room's right. That's how it should be. Daryl, that sounds better, doesn't it? More of a parody.
Go send that to the people in charge and make them do it that way.
Yeah. It needs to look Filmation level, stiff characters.
Exactly.
I just hate that style.
I know you do, but if for a comedy it works. Then it works because then it knows what it is. You know what I mean? Like it just. I think it owns it that way. That's a great idea. Like Harvey Birdman, straight up took a real character Birdman, and changed it completely to like. I know it's like now it's like common to see something like Archer or whatever, but you got to remember when that first started happening, like C-Lab, you were like, "What am I watching?" It was like an '80s show that had just been mashed up or something.
It was great.
Yeah, it's so good. So anyway, so it's animated Orville. If they, I don't know, Icor. I don't know if that's a fair comparison. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see what it is. And Daryl will keep us up to date each and every Monday on what's going on.
Yeah.
Daryl, speaking of which, anything else going on that you want to mention?
Not a single thing.
Not one thing. All right. Well, we look forward to your the comedy styles of Daryl before we get a comedy styles of Star Trek. Bye. All right, he's gone. He's
Daryl Skills Detours.
Detour. That's what we call his segment. Before we get out of here, a couple of quick things. I got an email from a listener. This listener's name is Tro. Tro wrote in and said this. First off, I loved hearing Kim on TMS the other day. She has a soothing voice. I hope that's not weird to say. Now, before I read the rest of his email, I also want to make note that there were, I don't know, a dozen or two people who wrote in and said the exact same thing, and a number of them said that they think they finally found their ASMR in Kim's voice.
It's Kim. That's awesome.
So I told Kim, don't be creeped out. It's okay for people to like a voice. It's fine.
Right. You know, she could turn it into a what do they call that? Not voiceover, but a books on tape kind of reading deal.
Or we just get her on Twitch and have her do ASMR all day. Have her whisper stuff in people's ears. Why not?
She can cook her jambalaya and then she can eat her jambalaya.
Yeah, let's get a piece of. Oh, I forgot. She also forgot putting the recipe up Thursday, like we promised. We're going to try to do that before we go to BlizzCon, because that was a thing everyone asked for. And also, she made jambalaya over the weekend, and it was amazing. So good, Brian. So good.
Very good.
All right, this email goes like this. Hey, Scott. Oh, you said all that. I have a theory about the butt window situation, talking about the neighbor with the butt against the window.
Sure.
I think the person who lives there had a friend over. The homeowner excused themselves for a moment. While they were gone, the guest dropped trow and pressed the ham. He then pulls his pants up and goes on about his visit and leaves. The next time the temp drops and the window's fog, there's a giant butt print in the window. So it's a joke to his friend.
Right, exactly. Which is actually kind of funny. It's like an upper decker, but it's with a butt print. A poop decker. It's a poop decker. Pooper decker.
He says no making. Or he says sounds like something I would do. No making out or touching butts. Tro. It's entirely possible. Sure.
But it was like first thing in the morning. It was like 6 in the morning, wasn't it?
Yeah,
you were out walking the dog.
It was like 6:30. Yeah, 7. So that seems like a weird time for a friend to play a prank on his. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. So I'm not sure your theory holds, but I like it. I like that we're thinking outside the box here.
But it's entertaining, if nothing else, and it gives me another idea of something to do with the hotel room when we're about to leave.
Or do it at the house. Hey, Tina, what's that mark on the window?
Hey, crazy neighbor Dave.
Hey, Dave. Who makes, by the way, the best Gilligan I've ever seen?
Oh, right, yeah.
That was amazing.
It's a role he was born to play.
Yeah. Brian was at some sort of Halloween party, and you were the skipper, and your wife was Mary Ann. Or no, sorry, Ginger. Ginger, and then his wife was Mary Ann.
Exactly.
I'm going to say this. Get that woman a plaid shirt of some sort. The white shirt ain't cutting it. She never wore a white shirt. She always wore like
She absolutely did. She showed us the episodes where Mary Ann would wear that.
Really?
She also had the plaid shirt that looked like a tablecloth, but she was out of the 4 of us, she's the one who spent the most time making sure her costume was factually accurate.
All right, fair enough.
And to the point where like she asked me to pull up the theme song to play as we walked into the party.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, she has been excited about this this outfit, this costume party for quite a while.
That's great. Did she dance to some yacht rock while she worked on it?
She absolutely should.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, all right then. Anyway, that was cool. It was fun to watch. You guys do that. And thank you for the email there, Tro. Now, I was going to do a mashup, but I actually haven't checked to see if we have one. Let me check real quick. I just assumed there would be because there always is.
Well, he said that he wouldn't have one for last week, but do we have any in the chamber that we haven't played yet?
Yeah. How about this one? Let's try TMB. I don't know what this stands for. Okay? This is listed as a bonus mashup. Let's see what it is. Here you go. I have this theory about why Sense8 went away, and I'm a little worried about this show because it has a bad case of what I call TMB, which is too much boning.
Well,
There's a lot of boning. This thing is, hey guys, we're on Stars, so our goal should be to bone all the time. We're like HBO, but let's just jack it up 30% and let's have boning all the time. And I think if Sense8 was just less interested in constant boning and more interested in storytelling and like character development.
Teenagers.
Well,
What about Game of Thrones? That's all that was.
well, Game of Thrones has a fair amount of boning, but it's less boning percentage-wise compared to other. Like, there's more. Here's the.
If I were still in
30% more
education, I could
boning.
write a whole paper on the amount of boning going on.
I'm just saying, if you watch Game of Thrones, the percentage of boning to regular story is pretty small, despite the fact that it has its moments of excessive boning. It's not the same. It's not a huge quantity. You wouldn't walk in there and go, oh, well, easily 50% of all episodes spent in Game of Thrones is boning. That wouldn't be accurate. But I'm telling you right now, in Sense8, it's like 50-50. It's like boning, 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 a little bit of story. Look what this lady said. Boning, 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 some more boning, and how about boning? Like, that's how that show went. And I know there are people out there who really like it, and I think that the concept is awesome. Too much boning. All right. You know,
Wow, it's weird. I heard like Steven, Daryl, and me all on at the same time in that.
yeah, I think we must have done some crossover on a Monday or
I
something.
think we did, yeah.
I don't remember doing that, but we must have. They probably remember it. They're probably hearing this now and going, "Oh yeah, was that time you just took both calls at the same time or whatever?" And or maybe I called them back by
Monday
accident.
Thunderdome.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I still stand by this. I think Sense8 would have been. We'd still have it if it wasn't so much boning.
It's like that British Skins, was it?
Yes,
They
Skins.
just seem to take every opportunity to have their characters boning.
Yeah. The only good thing about Skins is season 1 produced the dude who now plays. He's in Mad Max Fury Road. He plays the war boy. What's his name?
Oh,
Nox.
right. Yes.
He plays Nox, and he's also great as Beast in the X-Men stuff. I think he's one of the better picks in there.
He's the zombie in that comedy zombie film.
Right. How I Married Your Zombie. No.
Yeah.
We all love our zombie. What's the name of that
Like
thing?
it was a two-word title, something like
Friendly Zombie.
Dead something.
Dead forever. We're dead. We're dead, but we're getting better. Dead but better. Nicholas Hoult is his name. Yes. What's the Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies. That was it. Yeah. It was 2 words. I got that part.
No, you were way further.
Dead
than
was
me.
not one of the words, but
No, you got it. I was all up in this wrong.
that is how my mind works.
Tomorrow-
Can't think of the thing, but I can think of aspects around the thing.
Sure, I get it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is a show. We do a show tomorrow, and then we don't do shows Thursday and Wednesday, or Wednesday and Thursday, because we're going to be at BlizzCon 2018. So just a reminder about that if you're wondering where shows are that day. Brian and I will try to record something while we're there, probably do a little phone streaming, have some fun there, but it's going to be kind of a big week, and I still can't say why. All right, so there's all that. I know.
Damn it!
I know, pulling that Johnson, just yanking it until
This
there's
Johnson
nothing
has
left.
been stretched for weeks.
It's like so what's that guy, the thing you
Stretch
bought?
Armstrong
Stretch
Johnson.
Armstrong, that's it. I like that. Stretch Armstrong Johnson. So in the meantime, today was a fun little show with lots of choices for a title. You guys submitted them in the chat room, and if you'd like to vote for your favorites, go to frogpants.showbot.tv. If you're looking to support the show, that's over at patreon.com/TMS, and the show is at frogpants.com/TMS, and links to all the stuff I'm talking about are there as well. So go check it out. Find us. Skulkus isn't a word. I'm gonna stop saying words now because skulkus is not a word.
I don't know where you were going with
I
it.
don't either. That's gonna do it for the show, though. Now, tradition states on paper and in our minds that Brian plays a song before we leave. So I think we should stick to that, and Brian will now do it.
Yes, I have a lot to make up for from the time we were gone. I'll probably have a lot to make up for when we're gone later this week. But this one was from the 24th. Gareth wrote in, said, "It's my 50th birthday on the 24th.
Nice.
I would love a mention, any song listed above. I've heard you before. I trust your judgment. Honest. Cheers very much. Signed, a Brit now living in Calgary, Canada, Gareth Williams." Well,
Nice.
first off, hope you had a great 50th birthday, Gareth. Geez Louise, can't speak.
Yeah,
Gareth, happy birthday.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Nice.
Wanted to hear any cover of New Order, Dead Kennedys, ska, whatever. He says he likes it all. Let's go with that one right there, New Order. This one came out in 2014 and is a really, really good cover of one of my favorite New Order songs. The song is True